Have you ever wondered why we celebrate Labor Day, or what it truly means beyond a day off work? Perhaps you've pondered, what's the story behind this holiday, or who were the people that paved the way for this celebration? Maybe you've even questioned, why is this day marked with barbecues, picnics and parades? If so, you're not alone. These questions have intriguing answers that trace back through decades of history. Join us as we journey through time to uncover the origins and evolution of Labor Day. The roots of Labor Day can be traced back to the late 19th century, a time when the average American worked 12-hour days, 7 days a week. Imagine a time where the concept of a weekend was non-existent, a period where the sun would rise and set, but the toil of the average worker would continue unabated. This was the reality during the Industrial Revolution, an era of drastic change and development, yet one riddled with harsh working conditions. Men, women, and even children as young as 5 were subject to grueling hours, unsafe environments, and meagre pay. As the 19th century rolled on, the seeds of discontent began to sprout among these workers. They yearned for change, for justice, for a life that wasn't shackled to the relentless rhythm of machines. These yearnings gave rise to the labor movement, a collective effort by workers to band together and fight for their rights. Labor unions became the voice of the voiceless, championing the cause for better working conditions, fair wages, and reasonable hours. It was a time of great unrest, of strikes and protests, of voices raised in unison to echo across cities and towns. A time when the plight of the worker couldn't be ignored any longer. In the midst of this struggle, a defining moment occurred. On a sunny September day in 1882, over 10,000 workers took to the streets of New York City. They marched from City Hall to Union Square, not in protest, but in celebration of their unity and strength. This was the first Labor Day parade, an event that would go on to become a cornerstone of American tradition. The parade was more than just a march. It was a symbol of hope, a beacon that illuminated the possibilities of what could be achieved when workers stood together. It was a declaration of their worth, their dignity, and their indispensable contribution to the fabric of society. It was in this climate of unrest and struggle that Labor Day was born. The origins of this day are deeply rooted in the courage of these workers, in their fight for justice and their dream of a better tomorrow. And so, every first Monday of September, we remember their struggle, we celebrate their victory, and we honour their legacy. In the wake of the Pullman strike in 1894, Labor Day was officially recognised as a national holiday. This monumental event marked a significant turning point in the history of American labour rights. The Pullman strike was a nationwide railroad strike that brought the country's railway traffic to a halt. It was a protest led by the American Railway Union under the leadership of Eugene V. Debs. The workers of the Pullman Palace Car Company initiated the strike, outraged by wage cuts and the high cost of living in the company town of Pullman, Illinois. During this turbulent time, President Grover Cleveland was in power. He was faced with the daunting task of resolving this crisis. The strike had disrupted the national mail system, and Cleveland, under pressure from the general public and business owners, decided to intervene. He sent federal troops to break the strike and restore order, a move that was met with widespread criticism and resulted in violent clashes. In an attempt to quell the unrest and regain favour with the American working class, President Cleveland made a conciliatory gesture. Just 6 days after the end of the Pullman strike, he signed a bill into law making Labor Day a national holiday. This was intended as a tribute to the contributions and sacrifices of American workers. However, this was more than a mere pacifying act. It was an acknowledgement of the workers' rights to fair wages and humane working conditions. It was an affirmation of the power of collective action and the right to unionize. It was, in essence, the birth of a national holiday that would serve as a constant reminder of the strength and resilience of the American working class. Labor Day was henceforth celebrated on the first Monday of September, a day dedicated to the social and economic achievements of American workers. It was a day of rest, of parades and public gatherings, of honouring the labour movement, and recognising the workers who continue to contribute to the strength, prosperity and well-being of the country. Thus, Labor Day became a symbol of the power and resilience of the American worker, a testament to their spirit, their struggles, and their unwavering determination. Over the past century, Labor Day has evolved in its significance and the way it is celebrated. From its roots as a day of protest and recognition for workers' rights, Labor Day has transformed into a unique blend of tribute and celebration. In its earliest days, Labor Day was a day of marches, protests and demonstrations. Workers, labour unions and activists would take to the streets, demanding fair wages, reasonable hours and safer working conditions. It was a day of solidarity, a powerful reminder of the collective strength of the American worker. As the years passed, the nature of Labor Day began to change. The labour movement achieved many of its goals, with legislation securing workers' rights and improving working conditions. With these victories, the need for protests lessened, and the focus of Labor Day shifted. It became a day of celebration, a chance to honour the achievements of the American worker. Parades and public gatherings remained a staple of Labor Day, but the tone became more festive. Workers and their families would come together, not to protest, but to celebrate their contributions to the nation's prosperity. Over time, another change began to take place. As Labor Day is traditionally celebrated on the first Monday of September, it came to mark the unofficial end of summer. With schools starting up again and the weather beginning to cool, Labor Day became a kind of seasonal milestone. Picnics, barbecues and various outdoor activities became synonymous with the holiday, as people across the country took the opportunity to enjoy the last days of summer. This evolution of Labor Day, from a day of protest to a day of celebration, reflects the progress made by the labour movement. It's a testament to the power of collective action, the importance of workers' rights, and the enduring spirit of the American worker. Today, Labor Day stands as both a tribute to the American worker and a celebration of the end of summer. It's a day to honour the past, celebrate the present, and look forward to the future. Today, Labor Day is celebrated with picnics, parades, and various outdoor activities across the country. This day, the first Monday of every September, is more than just a long weekend, signalling the unofficial end of summer. It's a day steeped in history, representing the grit, determination, and resilience of the American worker. In towns and cities across the United States, people gather together to commemorate Labor Day. The air hums with the sizzle of barbecues, the laughter of families at picnics, and the cheers of crowds at parades. It's a day of rest and relaxation, a day to spend with loved ones, and a day to honour the contributions of workers. Labor Day continues to be a tribute to the American workers' contributions to the strength, prosperity, and well-being of our country. Every grilled burger, every chilled drink, every shared story and laughter is a testament to the hard work and determination that built this nation. Workers of all fields, be it teachers moulding the minds of our future, doctors saving lives, engineers building dreams into reality, or retail workers ensuring we have what we need, are celebrated on this day. It's a day that acknowledges the sweat, toil and dedication that goes into every task, every job, every profession. Labor Day isn't just a day off from work. It's a day to reflect on the value of work, to appreciate the progress we've made, and to aspire for better working conditions for all. It's a day to remember that labour is not just about earning a living, it's about contributing to the betterment of our society. Interestingly, while Labor Day is a celebration, it's also a reminder that work is an integral part of our lives, that every job has dignity, that every worker deserves respect, and that progress is built on the back of labour. So the next time you enjoy a Labor Day barbecue, remember the rich history and significance of this day. Remember the workers who fought for their rights, remember the progress we've made, and remember that every burger grilled, every drink poured, every laughter shared is a tribute to the American worker. So, we've journeyed from the Industrial Revolution to the present day, uncovering the origins and evolution of Labor Day. We've seen how this day, now synonymous with barbecues, picnics and parades, had its roots steeped in the struggle of the American worker. Born out of the labour movement in the late 19th century, Labor Day became a beacon of hope and recognition for the hard-working men and women who toiled tirelessly to build the nation. We traced the journey of how Labor Day transitioned from a local observance to a national holiday, a testament to the power of unity and solidarity. It was a collective voice that echoed through the corridors of power, leading to the establishment of Labor Day as a national holiday in 1894. Through the years, Labor Day has evolved and adapted to the changing times. From a day of protest to a day of celebration, it has mirrored the journey of the American worker. Yet its essence remains the same, a day to honor the contributions of American workers. Today, Labor Day signifies the end of summer with picnics, parades, and a cornucopia of outdoor activities. But at its heart, it remains a tribute to the American worker, their struggles, and their triumphs. Labor Day is more than a day off work. It's a celebration of the American worker, their struggles, and their triumphs.